Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. I am Vishnupad Paramahamsa Statara, His Divine Grace of Acharyavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mathura Dham Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Swami Ki Jai, Shri Gangamai Ki Jai, Shri Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Omagana Taramandasha Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Minitamyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Sunivari Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Vir Krishna Das Goswami Nityanamine Namo Hamsana Kashaya Prabhupada Priyayate Sudrita Sudhinistyam Yantasha Bhaktinavadine. Good morning. Today is the reading of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Although I'm going to divert a slight bit, we're going to read a little bit from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then we're going to expound on what we will read in another verse in another text. So I'm not picking up where we left off because tomorrow is Sri Radhastami, so I thought that maybe it would be good to read a little bit about the glories of Srimati Radharani. And it's actually been on my mind all week, so I think it's probably my great fortune because both Kamalini and Daivi Prabhu were renouncing today's class. So this is from the Madhya 23. The title of this chapter is Life's Ultimate Goal, Love of Godhead. And I'm just going to read a couple verses starting with text 86. Ananta guna Sri Radhikara Panchisha Pradana Ye Gunera Vashahaya Krishna Bhagavan. Srimati Radharani has unlimited transcendental qualities, of which 25 are principal. Sri Krishna is controlled by these transcendental qualities of Srimati Radharani. And this is the famous texts 87 through 91. Ata Vrindavaneshvarya Kiritan kirtyante pravaraguna madureyam navavayas chalapangojvalasmita charu saubangya rekyadya gandonmadita madhava Sangita pasara vigna ramyavanarma pandita vinita karuna purna vigdaita patavanvita lajashila sumaryala darya gambirya salani suvilasa mahabhava paramotkarsha darshani Gokula prema vasatir jagat nila sadyasha gurvarpita gurasneha saki pranayita vasha Krishna priya vali mukha santa tasrava keshava bahuna kim gunastasha sankyatita hareriva Translation, Srimati Radharani's 25 chief transcendental qualities are 1. She is very sweet. 2. She is always freshly youthful. 3. Her eyes are restless. 4. She smiles brightly. 5. She has beautiful auspicious lines. 6. She makes Krishna happy with her bodily aroma. 7. She is very expert in singing. 8. Her speech is charming. 9. She is very expert in joking and speaking pleasantly. 10. She is very humble and meek. 11. She is always full of mercy. 12. She is cunning. 13. She is expert in executing her duties. 14. She is shy. 15. She is always respectful. 16. She is always calm. 17. She is always grave. 18. She is expert in enjoying life. 19. She is situated at the topmost level of ecstatic love. 20. She is the reservoir of loving affairs in Gokula. 21. She is the most famous of submissive devotees. 22. She is very affectionate to elderly people. 23. She is very submissive to the love of her friends. 24. She is the chief gopi. And 25. She always keeps Krishna under her control. In short, she possesses unlimited transcendental qualities, just as Lord Krishna does. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. These verses are found in the Ujjvala Nilamani, Sri Radha Prakarana 11 through 15. So just to refer to that text, actually there's an ebook on ISKCON Desire Tree of the Ujjvala Nilamani, if we don't have the paper copy. So I'm going to read the expounding of what these qualities mean, and that way we can understand from the residents of Vrindavan a little bit more about the qualities, these 25 qualities of Srimati Radharani. These transcendental qualities are all manifested on Srimati Radharani, and they may be clearly seen in her. Their fullest expression cannot be seen on anyone else. Madhurya, she is very sweet. Srimati Radharani's sweetness is described in the following statement, where Purnamasi says, "The beauty of Radharani's eyes forcibly devours the beauty of newly grown blue lotus flower, and the beauty of her face surpasses that of an entire forest of fully blossomed lotuses. Her bodily luster seems to place even gold in a painful position. Thus, the wonderful, unprecedented beauty of Radharani is awakening in Vrindavan. Nava Vaya, fresh youthfulness. She is freshly youthful. The Gopi messenger says to Radharani, O slender-waisted Radharani, you are now well equipped for amorous battle. Your hips are your war chariot, your breasts 2 Sudarsan chakras, your eyebrows 2 opulent bows, and your eyes 2 swift arrows. Cupid has now placed Krishna, the master of the Sarabi cows, as the general of the opposing army. General Krishna is now fighting on the battlefield of your body. Even though you were so confident of victory, he has soundly defeated you, and he is now plundering the regal opulence of your transcendental body. He is carrying off your wealth as the victor's spoils. Chalapangi, restless eyes. Radharani has restless eyes. Krishna to Radharani, my dear moon-faced Radharani, has the lightning flash learned from your sidelong glance the art of moving swiftly, or has your sidelong glance learned this from the lightning flash? I think your sidelong glance must be the teacher, and the lightning flash is its student. Your glance is so swift that it has even captured my own quickly moving mind. Ujjvala Smita, brightly smiling, Srimati Radharani is always smiling brightly. Vishaka says to Radharani, now that he has seen on the moon of your face the line of your lips from which flows the nectar of your smile, the most handsome Chakora bird Krishna suddenly flies into the air, excited with transcendental bliss. Charu Saubhagya Rekadya, beautiful auspicious lines. Srimati Radharani has the most beautiful auspicious lines. Maru Mangala says to Krishna, O Krishna, O killer of Aghasura, be cheerful. Look, here are footprints bearing the lines of the earring, creeper, flower, bracelet, and crescent moon. These must be Radharani's footprints. These footprints proclaim that this is the place where Radharani is hiding. She makes Krishna happy with her bodily aroma. Tunga Vidya says to Radharani, my dear Queen of Vrindavan, O beloved of Madhava, do not usefully try to hide amongst these blossoming creepers. My friend, the intoxicating fragrance of your transcendental body will disclose your hiding place to Krishna, the king of the bumblebees. He will find you, violently capture you, and forcibly drink the nectar of your lips. Therefore, what is the use of trying to hide from him? Expert in singing. Srimati Radharani sings expertly. Vrinda Devi says to Radharani, O Radharani, please give a wonderful festival of vocal music in the 5th mode that attracts all the deer. Do not worry. Your irritable husband will not be able to see Krishna running to find the source of the singing. Charming speech. Srimati Radharani is endowed with the most charming speech. Krishna to Radharani, O beautiful-faced Radharani, what sweetness is present in the words from your mouth? This sweetness has filled the cuckoo with despair and made the sweetest nectar completely useless by comparison. Expert at joking and speaking pleasantly. Radharani to Krishna. My dear Krishna, are you the teacher of your flute, or is the flute the teacher and you the student? I cannot tell, for you both act in the same way. You both perform no activity other than to steal away the religious principles of respectable young girls. O Lord, who makes piety prosper, whose saintliness is very famous, and who has become eternally purified by the auspicious worship of the chaste Gopi's breasts, please be kind to me. I have carefully bathed for the worship of the sun god. Please don't touch my body now. Humble and meek. Srimati Radharani is the most humble and meek. Nandi Mukhi to Krishna. Everyone in Gokula knows how Radharani's superiors knit their eyebrows and forbid her to see you. Although she humbly complies with all their demands, as soon as she sees a single Sarabi cow in the evening, she at once leaves her place and runs to see you. Radharani to her Gopi friends, in the past times of my quarrel with Krishna, I repeatedly offended the Lord, and for this reason I have now become famous as Radha. O slender-waisted Gopi friend, because of the fragment of flower blossoms of mercy given to me by you Gopis, Krishna has again accepted me. There is no other cause for his accepting me other than your mercy. Full of mercy, Srimati Radharani is full of mercy. Vrinda Devi to Purnamasi. Seeing a calf whose mouth was pierced by a sharp straw, Radharani felt very unhappy. With tears in her eyes, she at once dressed the calf's wound with red kumkuma. Expert Radharani is the original teacher of the art of drawing pictures in colorful mineral pigments. Her mind is beautifully decorated with expertise in the art of cooking. In the battle of speaking clever, witty words, she bewilders even Krishna and even Brihaspati, the guru of the demigods. She is the most learned scholar in the science of stringing flower garlands. In reciting poems, she is more expert than the parrots. In the pastimes of gambling, she defeats even the unconquerable Krishna. She is expert at the arts of transcendental amorous pastimes. Her intelligence shines with all varieties of knowledge. Cunning, Srimati Radharani is cunning. Krishna to Madhumangal. When Jatila suddenly arrived, Radharani said, "Oh, my friend, my favorite pearl necklace has broken. Let me find the scattered pearls." On this pretext, she was able to dispatch many charming, loving glances to me from the corner of her eyes as she pretends to search for the pearls while Jatila looked on. Shy, Srimati Radharani always appears very shy. Radharani addresses her own shyness in the following words. Although it is very difficult to see Krishna, the Prince of Braja, he has come to this secluded place and he appears to be filled with longing. O friends, shyness, please withdraw. O friend shyness, please withdraw now so that I may uncover my face for a moment and send a sidelong glance at Krishna. Respectful. Srimati Radharani is always respectful. Shama. My friend, you look very thin and pale. If the Kataki bird of Radharani refuses to eat, she will certainly give up the living condition. Radharani. The Kataki bird of Radharani will not accept any nourishment except from the nectar rain cloud, the nectar of rain of the dark cloud of Krishna. Radharani to Vrinda Devi, even though Braja's Queen Yashoda is calling me, I cannot come now. My superiors have forbidden me to go. It is not auspicious for me to disrespect their order. An elderly gopi approaches Radharani with a message from Krishna because Srimati Radharani is very loving toward the elders. O Radharani, you have not noticed that tonight is the full moon night of the month of Shravana, a time when all one's desires may be easily fulfilled. Mukunda desires now to shower you with all transcendental nectar. My child, please take this opportunity and consent to meet with him. This advice I give you is the proper course of action for you to take. After hearing these words, Radharani, the daughter of the sun god's friend Vrishabhanu, declined to go to the rendezvous and instead sent Chitragopi in her place. Calm, Srimati Radharani is always calm. Purnamasi to Nandimukhi. Padma spoke many lies trying to implicate Radharani. Abhimanyu's mother Jatila brought a flower garland supposedly given to Radharani by Krishna and later stolen by a monkey. The affectionate child Saibya brought a jasmine flower supposedly given by to Radharani by Krishna. Hearing all this evidence, Radharani's husband Abhimanyu became furious and he bitterly rebuked his wife. Look, Radharani is very tolerant of all this abuse. She does not reply to her accusers, but simply stands calm and silent. Grave. Srimati Radharani is always grave. Rupa Manjari to her friend. In this midst of this ferocious quarrel, Radharani remains sober, very sober, calm, and cheerful. My friend, this exalted virtue is very rare. Expert at enjoying life. Srimati Radharani is expert at enjoying life. Radharani dispatches many darting glances from the corners of her playfully crooked, glistening eyes. The creepers of her eyebrows dance happily. Her face is illumined by the moonlight of her jasmine flower smile. Glittering earrings swing on her cheeks. Every half word she speaks is an inscrutable, powerful mantra to invoke the presence of Cupid. With all these features, she has enchanted Krishna. With the waves of her cheerful playfulness, she has swept away his heart. Srimati Radharani is situated at the topmost level of ecstatic love. Radharani cried a great monsoon of tears that doubled the water in the Jamuna and made her appear like a Chandrakanta jewel melting in the moonlight. She stuttered, the syllables breaking in her throat. The hairs of her body stood up, making her appear like a kadamba tree. The sound of Krishna's flute made her appear like a plantain tree tossed about in a hurricane. The reservoir of loving affairs in Gokula. Srimati Radharani is the topmost reservoir of loving affairs in Gokula. Queen Yashoda says, the creator Brahma must have fashioned Radharani out of transcendental love. Whenever we Rajavasis see her, our hearts become filled with love for her. Her fame shines in all the universe. Purnamasi to Radharani. O beautiful Radharani, the moonlight of your fame makes the blue lotus flower of this universe blossom with appreciation. Shining on the ear of the queen of the demigods, Sachi Devi, it appears like a white jasmine flower there. That moonlight makes the vegetation of the hairs of the bodily hairs of Lord Brahma's wife, Savitri, sprout with joy. That moonlight makes the Chandrakanta jewel earrings of the devotees' ears melt in ecstasy. That moonlight fills the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, with terror. She is very affectionate to elderly people. Mother Yashoda to Radharani, you are not Kirtita's daughter, you are my daughter. What I say is true. The sight of your face keeps me alive. When I look into your face, I see the face of my own son, Krishna. O Radharani, why have you suddenly become so embarrassed? Very submissive to the love of her friends. Srimati Radharani is very submissive to the love of her friends. Radharani is in the midst of a violent quarrel with Krishna and speaks the following words to Vrinda Devi. O Vrinda, I am always controlled by the love of my gopi friends. O friend Vrinda, please ask this cowherd prince Krishna why he is troubling me. With great fear, he should at once flee the homes of respectable girls like me. Does he not know the power of my friend Lalita? The chief gopi, Srimati Radharani, is the chief gopi. Krishna to Radharani, my dear girl with the fascinating eyes, even if I am attacked by many beautiful eyebrowed girls who are expert archers with their restless, crooked, sidelong glances, how can I find happiness for even a moment without you? I cannot. I am just like the sky. Even if the moonlight and all the stars try to illuminate the sky, it never becomes really bright until it is filled with the sunlight. In the same way, it is not possible for me to become bright with happiness without you. Neither Chandravali, Tara, or their friends can make me happy without the presence of Radharani, the beautiful daughter of Maharaj Rishabhanu. She always keeps Krishna under her control. Krishna says, my dear Radharani, here are the flowers untouched by bumblebees, the many whole peacock feathers, and the new blossoms as splendid as the rising sun. I have collected all this according to your order. I am your menial servant. Please order me. What else would you like me to bring you? Srimati Radharani's beautiful eyebrowed friends are the best of all the gopis, and they are decorated with all transcendental virtues. Their beauty, grace, and charm completely attract Krishna. So those were the 25 qualities of Srimati Radharani that no one else has. And I'm just going to mention her Sakis and her friends, because we were hearing on Friday about Lalita, which we just heard about as she was threatening Krishna. Do you not know the power of my friend Lalita? So just speaking a little bit about Srimati Radharani's, all of her friends, which she appears with, as we know, to help her enact the pastimes of Krishna and herself. The gopi friends of Radharani, the Queen of Vrindavan, may be divided into 5 groups. Sakis, friends, Nitya Sakis, eternal friends, Prana Sakis, friends as dear as life, Priya Sakis, dear friends, and Parama Preshta Sakis, the most dear friends. Among the Sakis, the most prominent are Kushumika, Vindhya, and Dhanishta. Among the Nitya Sakis, the most prominent are Kasturi and Mani Manjari. Among the Prana Sakis, the most prominent are Shashimukhi, Vasanti, and Lashika. The Priya Sakis have spiritual forms closely resembling that of Radharani. Most prominent among the Priya Sakis are Kururangashi, Sumadhya, Bandana Lasha, Kamala, Madhuri, Manju Keshi, Kandarpa Sundari, Madhavi, Malati, Kamalata, and Shashikala. Among the Parama Preshta Sakis, the most prominent are Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, and Sudevi. These 8 gopis are the leaders of all the other gopis. In whatever time, place, or circumstance these gopis are placed, their most exalted and intense love for the transcendental divine couple, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, is always very easy to see. Tomorrow is the most exalted appearance day of Srimati Radharani, and we heard so many qualities of Srimati Radharani, and we refer to them quite often in our even speaking amongst ourselves, certainly when we're attempting in our very, very minuscule, meager efforts to try to please the Lord, particularly in the kitchen. We all know that we just heard that Srimati Radharani is the most expert in cooking. So when we enter her kitchen, we try our best to imbibe a very earnest and sincere mood to please Krishna with our offerings. There's several cooks amongst the assembly here that we can practically see each offering that they make to the Lord is full of sparkle and shine and full of love. And as we hear about these wonderful qualities of Radharani, and we can kind of relate to all of them because we are trying to imbibe those qualities. Of course, we can only do so in a very small way, but a few of them, you know, we can't, such as always being freshly youthful, for instance, but and making Krishna happy with bodily aroma. But we can certainly strive to make our speech charming as we approach other spirit souls, make our speech charming. We can also try our very best to be humble and meek as we are dealing with others, speaking with others, trying to relate to others. Very respectful, very calm, very grave. Those are all qualities I would say that the Brahmana is prescribed to imbibe in our day-to-day life. And I particularly like that she's very affectionate to the elders, elderly people. As I myself am getting older, and you know, it seems like yesterday that I was just young, thinking I wouldn't get older. You know, the elders particularly are due all respect because they have developed into the mature fruit of bhakti yoga. They have imbibed all these qualities wholly and solely in their lives. They've tried, you know, for many years to come to this level and have greatly succeeded. You know, the elders, they have a wealth of experience and maturity to be able to guide and expound on these qualities, guide others into how best to develop these qualities, you know. So we should always try to be very helpful and affectionate to elderly. And I would like to think that speaking pleasantly and being expert in joking is one of those qualities that we can all take up as we try to imbibe the truthful, pleasing, and beneficial speech of a Brahmana, and to try to also help others to be a little bit more respectful and gentle in their speech and their expounding on topics that are near and dear to them, especially if personal in nature. And also, I was looking at trying to be expert in singing. I know many devotees, we sing. I was thinking about this morning, just this morning when Prabhu was singing Tulsi Puja, and we get together every morning to sing. We sing the glories. We glorify Krishna. We glorify Tulsi Devi. We glorify the spiritual master. You know, so many ways that we use our voice to sing and glorify. And that's part of our practice. That's part of our bhajan, is to try to be expert enough in singing as so we can convey our feelings, and we can properly and respectfully glorify others and glorify the holy names, you know, as we sing the holy names. And it's an important part of our practice, is singing out and trying to impress that and be together in that, you know, unified voice as we try to please the Lord. So those were just that's just a little bit about, there's so much more to read about the qualities of Srimati Radharani. And in this instance, Lord Chaitanya is expounding on those, all of those qualities in the Madhya Lila, which is considered the graduate level study of the scripture, because it becomes quite a bit more in depth. So I'm wondering if anybody has any thoughts or comments about any of the qualities, or maybe has a nice example of any of these qualities of Srimati Radharani that actually has sort of captured their heart, because those few that I mentioned they're relatable to us, but some of the ones that capture the hearts about being very submissive to the love of her friends, and of course always keeping Krishna under her control. Right? She's always keeping Krishna under her control. So I don't know if anybody has any comments or would like to mention anything about any of these qualities. Please share. Yes, Prabhu.
Point you made, very submissive to the love of her friends.
Sometimes, as we are going through our, this is just as far as us. I don't know particularly about Srimati Radharani, except, in our own daily dealings with others, when we're receiving love or receiving that kind of care, and in a very sincere way, it's very heartwarming, and it melts the heart. You can't really resist that sort of outpouring of love from others. You can't resist. You want to reciprocate some way, and of course being appreciative and loving in return and reciprocal is natural. I think we can all experience that if we have a genuine, loving exchange with someone, apart from, rather than just a quick or impersonal sort of exchange. So, when Srimati Radharani, all of her friends, all of her sakis, the different sakis, they're always showering her with so much affection and so much care and so much, they just love her so much, and she can't. There's no way to resist that, If we feel that in a minute quality, she's fully open to all of that love coming in, receiving all that, and then also reciprocating and giving that. She's fully expressed in that way that she can imbibe it and then give it back, and then it becomes a beautiful exchange amongst all of the friends, of all of the sakis, and at differing levels, right? Isn't it? Srimati Radharani ki jai. Our Swamini ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Sham.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvantam Aravindanalaya Taktam Marhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Tiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Namahom Vishnu Pataya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Jimate Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namade Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Vachar Naked Devasesha Shunyavade Vasajade Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Anna Pravanachananda Shri Advaita Narada Siva Sari Gaurvakta Vrinda Krishna Hey Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Shri Krishna Nana Ramanityananda Dvaita Gadada Siva Sadi Narakdarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ramanityananda Dvaita Gadada Siva Sadi Narakdarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ramanityananda Dvaita Gadada Siva Sadi Narakdarinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nayarat, Agolokanana, Nagalokanana, Nagate. Nayarat, Agolokanana, Nagalokanana, Nagate. Nayarat, hey, like hey, Rade, Rade. Nayarat, hey, Rade, Rade, Rade. Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, hey, Jai Om Vishnu Pad. Oh, gloriously assembled. Pradipanam, Sarvatmastapanam, Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shaktish, Tatrapita Nimata Smaraneda Kala, Etadrashita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi, Durgai Shariha. Trinada peace Unijena, Durora peace Hishtuna, Amanina Manatena, Kirtidia Sadahare, Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim, Kavitamba Jagadisha Kamaye, Mama Janmani Janmanishvare, Bhavatad Bhakti Radhaitaki Chwaye, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho, Kripayat Avapada Pankajas, Tita Duli Satrasam Vachintaya, Nayanam Galudasrudaraya, Vadanam Gadgada Rudyagira, Pulaka Nichitam Bapukada, Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati, Yugayitam Nimishena, Chakshusha Pravashayitam, Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam, Govinda Vidahename, Ashlishyava Padapanastumam, Adarshanam Marmitam Karotava, Yatatata Vavadatu Lampato, Mat Prananata Susevana Paraha. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor,